Greetings, pallets and passengers. Today is the start of an exciting new series on this channel where I'll be delving into how I started my journey with spirit. For me, my journey with spirit starts with my family. They are very spiritual people, and without them I wouldn't believe in what I do, and I certainly wouldn't be where I am today. Growing up, my parents encouraged me to be very open-minded. They allowed any discussion in our house. They taught me to question the world around me and not just accept what I'm taught at school. They allowed me to question the nature of life. They allowed me to question whether aliens exist or what the pyramids are actually used for. I wasn't raised being told to follow a specific religion like Christianity or anything like that. I was given the opportunity to believe in whatever I wanted. If I wanted to believe in a god or a higher being, I could do that. And if I wanted to believe in nothing at all, then that's equally acceptable. Of course, I wasn't forced in any way to follow my parents' belief in spirit. This was something that I discovered over time and slowly accepted and brought into my life. Through hearing their stories of their personal experiences with spirit, for example, them telling me what they've seen, what they've heard, what they've felt, and even smelt, I knew that they wouldn't lie. I knew that these are things that are too intricate and too detailed to be fabricated and to be told on multiple occasions. I'm sure they would love to share these experiences that they've had on this channel at some point because they have a lot of stories to tell. For example, my dad's seen a little girl in our house walking towards him in the middle of the night while he's asleep, and this is something my mum has experienced as well. I have a naturally sceptical mind, so I don't accept everything that I get told. I like to do my own research. So from hearing what my parents have had to say, I decided to have a look up. I was reading books on out-of-body experiences, near-death experiences, watching YouTube videos about the other side. I started going to church, specifically the York Spiritualist Centre, with my parents to see performances of mediumship. And to me, the things that they were able to pick up on just seemed very specific and made me think, there's something going on here that I don't fully understand. I personally have received messages through going to the York Spiritualist Centre, and the things that they were able to pick up on were amazing. As well, I've been to spiritual development circles with my mum and my dad, where the things that go on there, being able to see how people develop their spiritual abilities, learning about the possibilities of spirit guides, aliens, angels, higher beings and guardians was really interesting to me. It made me think that it is possible that these beings and spiritual entities can exist. To this day in our house, discussions about anything and everything is still acceptable. We can talk about remote viewing one day, and the next we might be talking about whether spirit can taste food through us, which is a very odd and interesting idea. Being able to speak freely about subjects that are quite out of the ordinary is something that I'm really thankful for, and I'm very thankful for my parents for allowing me to be raised in that way. I've come to realise that there's a lot more going on in this world than we know. There's more to life than the things that we can see, touch, feel and taste, smell. There's a lot more going on in the background, and there's so much more that we actually need to learn about. We will never fully know everything in our lifetimes, but being able to awaken ourselves and be more open-minded and start gathering the pieces together is something that is important that we all start doing. Now that I'm more open to the paranormal, I do seem to experience things a lot more often. I think when you don't know that there's more going on in the background in the world, you're not going to realise that it's happening. So it might be harder to recognise the signs. I don't have enough time today to tell you about the time I saw a woman stood in my parents' bedroom, or when the silhouette of a boy was running towards my bed in the middle of the night. That's a video for another day. One of the things that I think accelerated my belief in spirit and my ability to communicate with spirit was my connection with my Uncle Andrew, who is on the other side. I'll go into further detail about my uncle in another video. With my uncle, I started seeing the colour yellow a lot, and I started seeing the colour yellow in my dreams. Then I started dreaming about a man in a yellow jumper, and it was very frequent. So this was a few years ago when I was in secondary school. I'm now finishing university, so it was quite a long time ago. So one day a medium picked up on the fact that I was seeing yellow everywhere and told me that this was actually my uncle trying to get my attention. I didn't even know that I had an uncle in spirit. So I spoke to my mum and she confirmed that yes, I had an uncle in spirit and his name is Andrew. I'll give a lot more information about Andrew and my communication with him in another video because it is a very in-depth and continuing story. My fellow pilots, if you believe in spirit, how did your journey begin? Was it through your parents or was it due to a personal experience that you had that you can't explain? So let me know in the comments about your experiences and your journey. Thank you for joining me today, pilots and passengers. If you feel like becoming a pilot, subscribe to Dare to Fly and get ready to take flight. And remember, fly high, fear less.